Hey guys, so this is my personal brand strategy, and it's gonna go over how I help entrepreneurs scale using content and get much more revenue, right? So first introducing with who I am, right? So my name is Rachel Rustagi and I'm a growth operator, and I've been helping business owners scale via content. I've been in this content space for over 2 years now, and I've done over 150K views in a record time of 90 days. Overall is like 160, 200, right? And now talking about why you should trust me in the first place, right? So going over what the 2 years were like. So I spent a good 6 months maybe learning the stuff, and then I got onto an agency named KT Studios, right? The co-founder's name is written over there, and I handled a major part of the sales and learned a lot of my info from those guys because those guys are cracked, right? They worked with very big names. They worked with Toozer, Kiko Yamakali once, Eric Niergaard, Max Twick. Like most of these are millionaires. Okay, Decca Senti, like Eric is very rich, right? And they're now a six-figure agency, and I made my first 1K with them, and this is the proof. I didn't have much space to put it over there. And now talking about the results and testimonies that I've gained myself, right? So these are a few view screenshots like last 90 days and all, and this goes over like this was with Katie and this was personal, like he says it. And this guy, now not looking to flex, but all of this came from one principle, right? And that was making actually good videos, and especially without AI in today's age, because the thing is people are using AI way too much, and you can just tell looking at anything if it's AI or no, right? But then if you think creating good content, everyone has a different meaning of it. Like that's the hard part, right? So we have to do what is according to the algorithm, what is according to the normal people who will be the main viewers, like your dream fan, right? So you have to understand the algorithm. So it's not some random music track, some hashtags, this title, this video setting that's actually gonna make you go viral is your content, right? It begins with optimizing it for people, because who's actually going to watch your videos? Real people, right? The algorithm is not going to watch your videos and give you views and get you clients. It's going to be real people, not some AI, not some robot. And the way Instagram does this, Instagram checks for the retention of the video. If people actually stop to see the video, right? Because the goal of these social media apps, doom scrolling, is just to make people stay on the platform for as long as possible and use their time on the platforms, right? Therefore avoiding reels that people actually stop to watch, people spend time to watch, and people actually like, which is depending on the metrics, right? Which I'll go over later. So understand this. Your video goes to the algorithm first, which decides who is this video meant for, who's gonna like this, if it's gonna go viral, how many people it should be targeted to, and based on that, how many people it should be further targeted to, right? It's clustering process. And then it goes to your viewer, right? So the key metrics that the algorithm uses is retention rate and interactions. We've talked a little bit about retention rate, and retention rate makes sense because they just want people to be on the platform and waste the time, spend the time, because at the end of the day, meta, right? They want to get data. So the algorithm wants people to stay as long as possible. So the techniques, you have the hooks, which are like very important. But there's this new thing as well, snap judgment, right? I've heard it from a few people. It's just like a split second decision that about like that your mind makes looking at the person. But getting back to the hooks, you have to interrupt the scrolling by something useful, right? You have to create anticipation. You need to create curiosity to make them actually watch, right? So there are two major ways that's like trending and working right now. That's musicized and through any of the interesting formats, and like visual hooks and sound hooks. Perfect, right? Absolute cinema, because it has to get this attention. People say 3 seconds, I say 2 seconds. It has to pop off, right? And that's part of snap judgment and the interaction, right? So these are the older things which still work, like likes, very easy, you just press a button. So the Instagram algorithm values it, but definitely not as much as the next couple of. So saves, what that means is people are actually liking it, right? And comments means like somebody clicked on the comment button, wrote a bunch of stuff and sent it, right? So that has the most values, right? Other than maybe sends, but like they're kind of similar, right? But comments still take more time, and saves, people like it, right? Now shares and reposts, these are new things. Repost is new and it does somewhat good. right? It depends a bit on the account as well. And you can use a repost strategy like after 16 hours or 24 hours, you repost and give your reel a second life. And from what I've noticed, it works well. And then shares, the best in every way, in my opinion, because what shares does, it's like it's a very niche thing, and is that people like the content and it's a relatable thing. And think about this, so many people doing the exact same hooks, doing the exact same formats, doing everything, like a lot of the angles and all exactly same. Why does one, like let's say A, get the sale and B does not when they're talking about the exact same thing with the exact same value? Is the relatability, bro. Is the human connection, like the stories, the highlights, all that we'll get into later. So a big goal is building momentum as much and as quick as possible, right? So like this is a bit of the AI deep stuff because I've really looked into this. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, etc. These social media platforms, they operate on a clustering algorithm. If you don't know what that is, that's basically they organize it based on the type of viewer output they get, right? So what they do is they pass it on to like a few set of people, and based on the reaction of those, it gets further sent on to more and more in a certain audience, which the algorithm can first of all track, and second of all see based on the judgment of other people, like the first few people that go, like based on the first set of data, the video has ranked, and 95% of the failures see, like I'm telling you, is so advanced now that it can figure out what you're talking about, the script, etc. It can figure out all of that, right? So now looking at how to optimize each part of this three-step series, right? So to get high views for your video, you should care about the watch hours. You should care about the basic interactions. The basic interactions are actually going to determine how the video goes and how much people actually like and enjoy the video. Like how much do the viewers actually enjoy and have fun, right? Now the algorithm, majorly I've told you, retention rate and the engagement metrics, right? How much people stop doom scrolling, all of this stuff you already know. And then the viewer, because this is like when you're watching, it's so how good the video actually feels, the value packed. Like there's this metric. If you were paid $5 to see your own video, would you do it or would you think it's a waste of money? Think about it like that. For reels, maybe sometimes you can have exceptions because it's not meant to be that informative sometimes, right? And then it's also about how much they liked it, like how interesting it was. Right now, another very crucial factor, like people underestimate this, why marketability is so important. Now, you basketball guys maybe may not, right? But most of you have heard of Kobe Bryant, right? He's very famous. And then you have Tim Duncan, and some people actually like you have heard Kobe Bryant being a very famous basketballer, and Tim Duncan, maybe you guys have heard his name, but you've, like, most of you have not even like, seen him and stuff, right? And some people would actually debate he had a better career overall. But then why don't you know Tim Duncan, right? So if you look, Kobe made like in the career $323 million. Tim made 242. It's not that much of a difference compared to the endorsement. So Kobe made over upwards of $350 million, and Tim only made like 2 million annually during the peak season for like selective deals, very small deals, right? And Kobe had like 700 mil, and Tim, it's not like revealed, but it's significantly less. And the reason why is because there's this factor of marketability, right? Both were very good. Like they were the goats of basketball, right? And Kobe leaned into rivalries. He focused on the media. He embraced the media. He hunted for sponsorships, right? And he talked a lot. He was very expressive. He was very emotional. Tim, on the other hand, was more private. He lived a more private life. He was more shy, and he did not like public presence that much. He did not embrace it. He was actually like, a bit of the opposite. And there were less sponsorships, and he took lesser media coverage in general, if you think about it. And that's why, bro, you can have the best knowledge in the niche, you can have the best authority in the niche. But the thing is, if people don't know about you, then they would almost always go with Kobe, right? If you would be Tim and somebody else would be Kobe, and you both knew the exact same amount of information, people are going for Kobe. Now, coming back to the content, you have to like finding good videos is like copying what's working and like finding outlier ideas, right? So there's this book called Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon, and it really delves into how you can actually copy stuff, how you can actually invent new stuff based on other people's inventions, right? So the book in general talks about stealing like an artist rather than a thief. Like what a thief does, steals, let's say, steals something important, steals it of one source, right? An artist takes multiple like art pieces, let's say, takes the composition, one takes the shading in the other, that stuff, and takes it in and builds another masterpiece. Right? So Cleon's definition of stealing was copying from multiple sources, first of all, take ideas from different people in different ways. Right? I'm going to show you an example of how I do that personally, and have your own take, like use your lens. Like take everything that everyone else has done that matters, right? And add your own twist into it. And that just blends it into an entire new product, which is so much better than just plain outright thinking, right? Now, a good quote: bad artists copy from one person, and good artists steal from many. So, example, as I was talking about, Alex Ramosi is someone I really look to. Joshua J gives elite information, in my opinion, and create content club for Instagram and stuff. Like, they've really peaked. So, we go Tim Yoon, etc., or a few more, but I didn't list them all over here. And this is Devin Jatho, right? He really inspires me because look at the type of stuff. He is doing very good, and he's also an inspiration for me, right? And taking all of this and mixing it all, it's a natural learning curve, right? But it takes time. You eventually get good at it, right? Like, you keep doing the same thing again and again, you're gonna get better at it. Now, content planning and batching tasks, right? This is most people, like people would not see this too beneficial in the short term, but this is like gold in the long term. So this is crazy. Like basic file systems I'll talk about first. Like if you guys don't already know this, the way that it should go is like the top of funnel should be traffic and awareness from the short form content, lead the people into like the best thing that in my opinion is working, because most of the big people are doing it. Lead it to the YouTube, like most, like all billionaires take it to the YouTube where you can actually nurture and lead the person into like actually thinking that you provide good value, right? And then it goes on to the middle funnel, which could be like a free course, workshops, webinars, low ticket communities, so on and so forth. And it's something that requires some incentive for sure, but it does not require that much incentive. Like it could be time based, it could be like low ticket money based, and it urgency is a very good factor in this, right? And it leads them believing you have value because you do, right? And then the bottom of funnel is like high ticket offers, personal mentorships, like the big expensive stuff, right? High ticket. So the content calendar that I use is like this. Like I put my like whatever platform I'm using, Instagram stories, YouTube, so forth, and you actually like can plan out and batch your stuff, because that's really gonna help you, because it's just planning, and it's a very simple Notion template that I found is completely free, and you can reply in the comments and I'll send you if you want one. And the set of deliverables that I am adapting to, and which is like in my opinion the sweet spot, and it's inspired from a lot of people. It's like 2 to 3 YouTube long forms per week, like 5 to 6 story sequences, 4 to 5 Instagram reels, and then just repost it on YouTube Shorts. You could do the other, but Instagram is just more beneficial in terms of presence, though YouTube has a much more refined audience. And then 10 school posts per week. Like school is really good if you're looking to network. Like as someone who has low authority, you can really get and climb up to talk to high authority, right? And then 3 to 4 Insta carousels. So these are a few of the requirements and the set of deliverables that I follow for myself. For the clients, it's usually more. And at the end of the day, content, media, it's a numbers and time game. And everything is, if you look about it, life is a numbers and time game. Probably heard this before, but it took Mr. Beast over 1,000 videos and 7 years of continuous hard work to get to 1 million followers. Right? And now it's like, I don't even know, hundreds of millions. But it took him over 1,000 videos. So it could take like your 50th, 100th, 200th, maybe even 500 clicks. But it's gonna take that much time for you to actually go viral, right? So moving on to the final part of the presentation, if you saw this and you felt like this was not high level stuff, the higher level stuff I can talk with you in a one-on-one consultation session with me. Who it's meant for? It's meant for online business owners and entrepreneurs who wish to grow and get more revenue. And I'm gonna go over information on how to actually scale and grow in this creator economy. It's gonna get you at least 6 to 7 more high ticket clients within the next 90 days, right? Get your money back, right? Through content and the funnel systems. So it's just gonna be all done for you majorly, right? And that's just how it's gonna be is, right? So moving with that, that's the end of it. And if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, write them down in the comment box. Thank you and signing off.